Hello everybody and welcome back to the GSL. I am Artosis and I am tasteless. He's sick today, so I'm doing it alone. We just saw HyuN eliminate Yoda 2-0. Two double proxy 11 racks is won by HyuN, won by Yoda. Didn't go Yoda's way. Now we're going to go to the final match. It's going to be HyuN against HyuN for that coveted top 8 spot. Will we have our first Zerg hit that top 8? Or will, once again, the Zerg players have things to battle the Terran players about as far as balance winding goes? We will see coming up. Alright, so HyuN versus HyuN. HyuN getting better and better all the time. But HyuN kind of godly right now. He's playing very well. He did lose to MKP. But 2 of the games were build order wins. 1-1 it went. And then that last game was actually really, really well done. And it could have gone either way. So HyuN is playing very well today. He crushed Yoda, did well against Marine King. And now he just has to get through HyuN if he wants that round of 8. Which, you know, I feel like he's probably a player that deserves very much so. So let's see, can he do it? Countdown has begun. It's going to be HyuN going up against HyuN here in the GSL Codes.
Let's do this. Vegas.
Doki Artichoke. Up here in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, he is from Startail, a very good Terran player, still up and coming. He is
StarCraft.
And down here in the bottom left, a very strong Zerg player. He's waited a long time to get this far in the GSL. He's so close. Can he do it? He is.
GSL HyuN.
And there he is. All right. So, here we go, everybody. It is a drone scout coming out of HyuN, of course. He's looking absolutely everywhere with it. He does not want to be cheesed. I think he feels confident against HyuN's normal play. But of course, if HyuN were to do something kind of crazy that catches him off guard, like a double 11 rack, something like that. Look, he even checked in his main base. Like, he really does not trust HyuN. Does not trust. He would not, if he had children, he would not leave them with HyuN. Well, actually, he probably would, but not to play StarCraft with him. Certainly not that. Okay, so he's going to scout and see that actually nothing is weird. He should check the main base. Could get this drone locked in there, which is fine. I don't think he'll really care. You know, he just wants to see, is there gas? No? Okay. He knows that there could be another barracks out on the map. It's impossible for him to tell right now because he hasn't scouted every single spot. But there's not. HyuN is just going to go for a command center. And I wonder what HyuN's going to do, because I don't think he's going to go command center into just completely standard play. I feel like he has to be extra greedy against HyuN. So maybe double command center, or maybe command center into Reactor Hellion plus Cloak Banshee into another command center and 2 eBays. Those are my guesses here. And of course, if you wanted to go mech, you can skip those 2 eBays and just say factories at that point, a couple armories, whatever. Anyways. Those are my guesses. We'll see what he ends up doing. But I don't think it's going to be like a completely standard game at all from him. You just have to be greedy. It's like, you look at the way styles match up, and that's like an important thing. You know, it can be argued left and right, up and down, who's better between 2 players of similar levels. But as far as styles match up, there's different parts of the game that you want to play in. For instance, HyuN is going to want to get an advantage if he's doing a long game, and if not, he wants to end it early, because HyuN is a player that, you know, he's while he has a great range of things he can do like Hack, he's going to be more powerful against Hack in that later game when he has his full tech tree, when he has his full bases. Whereas you look at a player like HyuN last night, and for HyuN, he's more like many Zerg players would be in that situation. He's like, well, no, for HyuN, you want to just chill out and get to that super late game because he's going to outplay you there. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, and I'm done saying it. All right, so just hunting for overlords, very smart move. I love watching Terrans do that. You get it completely mapped out, basically, the scout patterns of overlords, the common ones, the best ones. And sometimes you can find little places where you can poke with your Marines and kill overlords if they're on perfect scout patterns, which once those get figured out, they work for a little bit, and then the scout pattern changes because it's no longer perfect if the Terrans know they can kill it on that. So eventually it'll go down to the point where all Zergs don't go on perfect, quote-unquote, perfect scout patterns because the Marines are going there, and then the Marines stop going there, and then the Zerg can do that to get a little bit of extra scouting done every now and then. It's kind of a neat little metagame shift that happens a lot in StarCraft 1, and will be happening in StarCraft 2 eventually. Anyways, Roach Warren going up for HyuN as he takes this additional base. Ooh, look at that. Does get scouted, so it's not going to work, but I like that he's trying things like that. In the meantime, Hack is getting that starport. And look at that. It's going to be Cloaked Banshees. And as he starts getting Cloak, as he lands that, he starts that third command center. So this is exactly what I was talking about before with Hack. And I think HyuN will probably anticipate that this is exactly what he's doing. And it's hard to say if he's even, if he's even going to be surprised by this. This is just kind of the way you're going to have to do it. Anyways, 8 roaches are on the way. So these Hellions aren't going to be too scary. A couple speedlings just for now to tide them over so that they can't get in those quite yet, those drones. Oh, look at that. Because of the overlords coming through, he cancels. He's not going to do Cloak. Instead, he goes for Caduceus Reactor to show that he's getting it. And that might be wasted because HyuN didn't. I don't think HyuN got that far. But anyways, doesn't really matter. Once you see that there's Banshees out, you have to act as if Cloak could be in the cards. Especially as he goes over those refineries and clicks on, see how much gas is gone. What else would you spend that gas on? And you can see because Hack now has like 500 gas. And there's the 2 eBays. So this is like literally exactly what I was talking about with Hack. So he's opened up just right. And the problem is though, even though he opened up like exactly how he needed to against HyuN to get into a decent place for himself to play in the longer game, which is HyuN's territory, he hasn't really done any damage with his harassment. The Hellions haven't done much. The Banshees probably aren't going to. The one thing he did do was force a ton of spores off HyuN, because HyuN doesn't screw around against flying units. Like, you watch HyuN in against Protoss or against Terran, and this guy will get 2 spores at every base a lot of the time, depending upon map and whatnot. And, well, he has 2 at that base, and I think total he only has 5. So, yeah, he only has 5, so not quite 2 at each, but still. Very well defended. So, you know, Hack has all this cool stuff for harassment, but all he's going to be able to do for now is, like, push back a few tumors, and that's not even something that HyuN is really focused on yet either, so it's not a gigantic deal. It's not like he's losing a bunch. So, Hack from here is going pretty heavily into his barracks. He's got that 1-1 already on the way. For HyuN, he already has his +1 armor. He's almost got his +1 melee, so he's actually ahead on the upgrades, which is really, really nice. And he does have his lair, so he can start his 2-2 very quickly as well. And staying ahead on upgrades in ZVT is a really big deal. If you can actually be up in upgrades against Terran, you're going to feel pretty strong all game long. So, now we do have the +2 starting. Oh, wait. Oh, that's what happened. I saw it grayed out, actually. He had 1-1 queued up in 1 evolution chamber, so he should have 1-1 done. That was a mistake. He probably grabbed them both and just hit, like, AC or MC, whatever, you know, got them both queued into 1 Evo. So that's actually a big mistake. And in fact, he's thrown up a 3rd evolution chamber. So that's interesting. That means he wants to get roach upgrades. And as his Overseer sees this, I want to see if he wants to continue on this roach path. Because his Overseer is going to see that, in fact, this is not any sort of mech play, which oftentimes you do see on this map, especially after the opening that he already saw. So will he stay on the roach path? Will he make any more roaches? He's made a few more. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets roach speed just because he has 7 out, and it's like, well, you know, those can still be useful against the Hellions, but it's going to be better if he stays on Ling Infestor for now, I believe. Especially since we have Marauders out on the map. Kind of crazy. Alright, so he's about to have a bunch of Infestors pop out. We do have a kind of scary attack coming. He needs the Infestors. I feel like we might see a cancel on this base. If he can get a cancel on this 4th base, that's pretty big. The Banshee's going to town on those Queens. He will lose 1 right away. In fact, he's going to lose both. Uh-oh, the Infestors are out. But does he actually have enough units here to clean this up? The Roach is actually helping out quite a bit at the moment, but he actually kills the hatch instead of a cancel. And in fact, Hack running forward right now and dealing some additional damage. It looks like HyuN at this point does finally have enough to hold this off. But Hack has already done his damage. It doesn't matter that he lost all that at all. He still has his medevacs. He's saving some of the units. He's forced all of the energies out of the Infestor. He killed the hatchery. I mean, this has been great for him. What he needs to do now is just go home. Just go home. There's no energy on these Infestors. HyuN can't do much from here. Like, what are you going to do? Do some counter harassment? Look at that. He has a nice wall at his natural. His 3rd base, let me take a look. His 3rd base has a pretty nice wall going on. I mean, as long as Hack keeps his macro up, he's in a really nice spot. So HyuN is playing from a little bit behind now. Very impressive by Hack. He's playing well. All right, so we do have 2-2 on the way. His upgrades are going to get a little bit ahead of HyuN's here. By the way, HyuN never did get that roach speed. He never did get that range attack either. So that was in preparation for fighting against mech, which wasn't happening. Now, Hack does have a drop incoming. There is a Spore at the natural, so that'll help out a little bit, but it's still going to be kind of annoying. Hack very map aware right now. Look at this, just picking off a few Lings, and things like that can be very nice, but hold on, we do have a drop coming down. And in fact, Baneling's rolling. He's got to be careful not to hit the Marauders with those. Some pretty decent Fungals going down, but a good split by Hack as well. And that Spore actually killed both medevacs over there, so that's actually very nice. And look at this. HyuN going to end up killing maybe all the medevacs there. Looks like he will lose that Roach Warren. That does not matter, though. He doesn't care about the Roach Warren. He needs to keep the hatchery alive, though, that is for sure. Some Lings coming back here. Not quite enough to clean up yet. Does need a few more. And this drop has been kind of effective, but you know what? What did it kill? Let me see how many drones he's actually lost. He's lost a total of 13 drones this game, so it's not a gigantic amount. But still, Hack is in a good spot. He's been mining from these 3 bases the entire time. And there's no Infestor energy left. So this attack that's coming out, this is very scary as well. Plenty of Marauders in there, so the Banelings are going to be a lot more hard-pressed to do anything. Hack doing a great job keeping this pressure on right now. And he is, in fact, going for 3-3 as well. So he's really ready for this game to go long. Playing this very heavy, kind of Marine King style without any siege tanks. Very Marauder Marine heavy. Oh, look at that snipe. That was hot, is what that was. And here we go. The Banelings coming up, but this is a good split. Nice Fungal going down, and a nice Zergling flank as well, but does it matter? No is the answer to that. Don't even need Tasteless here to answer that one. It is looking like it's over. HyuN at this point, he has not been able to hold his 4th base for more than like a couple minutes. Way too many units coming out. No Infestor energy left over. Even if he cleans this up, I mean, Hack is just, he's macroing like a beast behind this. He's going to be up in upgrades again. And there's just 3 bases Zerg cannot fight like this forever. You need more bases. And he's finding that out, as if he didn't already know. Yeah, look at that army supply. Not so much for our Zerg player, and most of it's Lings. And we should be seeing GG in just a second here. Just a second. There you go. GG. Great play by Hack that game. Really, really great play. You know, he did exactly what he needed to do in the early game to the point where I feel like it's almost a little bit predictable. Like, when it was scouted for HyuN that, you know, he was going for the fast expansion with that drone, I don't know if HyuN made exactly the right choice. I feel like this is the difference between HyuN, who is a top Zerg, right? He's a great Zerg, but is he a Leenock? Is he a Light? Because I feel like, I think everyone in the world agrees right now that those are probably the best two Zergs there are. So what separates someone like HyuN from someone like those two? I feel like those two scout that. They might look at Hack and say, you know what, okay, here's the lowdown on Hack, who he is, how he plays. Like, I kind of explained how, like, well, he'll probably go, you know, Cloaked Banshee plus Hellion plus 3 commands plus 2 evays. And someone like Leenock or Light might go ahead and do, like, some of this crazy, like, Queen Roachling attacks or, like, the Nidus tech, or, like, they'll actually get in there and be like, hey, I'm going to punish you for this because it's kind of obvious that you don't want to play me in a long game. So, you know, I feel like that is something that, you know, HyuN doesn't have quite that yet. That's something special. Not every player ever gets that. Not even every championship player ever gets that. That's something like Jadong does, Leenock does, Light does, like really, truly championship caliber Zergs. That's something Nest-T does as well, just to point that out. Like, Nest-T would mix something like that in, whereas for HyuN, I mean, I understand he's completely confident in his longer game and getting there even a little bit behind, but Hack is showing a lot of improved play here. So anyways, we're going to go into the next map. It is HyuN's choice. It is Whirlwind. We'll have to see how Hack wants to play here. HyuN, super good at Whirlwind, a huge map. I have no idea, actually, how Hack's going to open up here. Well, let's get going. Countdown has begun. This is going to be game number 2 of Hack.
Let's do this.
Going up against HyuN. HyuN is on the ropes. Can he come back? This is GSL Code S.